Welcome to Daily Armour. Today I'm going to be in Philippians chapter 1 looking at verse number 6, and I'm also going to look over at Ephesians chapter 2 verse number 10. There's a Bible study that Todd's been doing with him and I, and it's causing me to, look at some things a little differently than what I maybe that I have been, and I'm asking the Lord, for me to be able to discern between what's His will and what are some things what is it that I'm wanting to do, and so I just started thinking about His work, the work that He's doing, and I'm looking at Philippians chapter 1 verse number 6, and verse number 6 says, "Being confident of this very thing, that He which hath begun a good work in you will perform it until the day of Jesus Christ." The Lord began a good work in me the day that He saved me. The Lord began a good work in you the day He saved you. He began a work. And I'm thinking, man, there's so many things that He did that He just had to say it. And yet with us, He began it. He began a work in us. And He's not finished with us. He's not finished with me. He's not finished with you. And I'm just trying to go through, what God's given me to do, like you are, and making sure that I am doing what He wants me to do and not what I'm wanting to do. And that's hard to figure out sometimes. Flesh gets in the way, self gets in the way, distractions get in the way. There's lots of things that get in the way, but I'm not confident in me. And I don't have to be confident in me, because look what Paul says. He says, being confident of this very thing, What very thing? That He which hath begun a good work in you, that God, which has begun a good work in me, which has begun a good work in you, if you're saved, He's begun a good work in you, will perform it. That means it's on the Lord. The Lord will perform it. The Lord will let me know for sure. His will will be done. And I keep thinking I'm going to mess something up, and I can't. I mean, I can mess stuff up, but not His will. Because my confidence isn't in me, but my confidence is in Him. It's in Jesus, who has begun a good work in me. He bought it. He wrought it. He sought me. He showed me. I mean, it's all Him. And then I want to flip over to Ephesians chapter 2, verse number 10. And my pastor just preached about this, I'm going to say maybe a few weeks ago. And it's something that kind of stuck out in my mind. I think that's why the Lord was, brought it back to my memory. It was pretty fresh from a few weeks ago. It's, "For we are His workmanship, created in Christ Jesus, unto good works, which God hath before ordained that we should walk in them." And as I was thinking about, this morning, Lord, what is your will for me? And am I doing it? And I was looking back that the things that is His will for me is things that I didn't do for myself, that He had to do them. I couldn't save myself. He had to save me. I don't have the ability to put me here, put me there, or decide where my steps are. He decided those for me. And in doing so, He's revealing His will for me. And He decided that I was going to be a pastor's wife. It was never, ever even an inkling that I would ever want to be a pastor's wife. But He decided that for me. And then, moving to Florida was not one of those things on my radar whatsoever. I mean, the furthest that I wanted to live from North Carolina would be South Carolina. I just was like, I'm a Carolina girl, and that was probably as far as I ever saw me ever going. As far as living, I mean, I love to travel, but as far as living, I didn't see me going outside of the Carolinas, either north or south, one or the other, perfectly fine. But, Florida wasn't on my radar. But then I look back and I keep asking myself, I keep questioning myself the last several weeks, and I'm like, Lord, am I doing your will? And he's like, you didn't decide to be a pastor's wife. He said, that's what I'm molding you and making you. And he's still working in me, because I still don't have all this stuff figured out. And it's a work that he's doing. I'm not having to do the work. My job is to be obedient, to be submissive, and to follow him the best of my ability. And that's all I'm doing, is doing it into the best of my ability. And the best of my ability is gonna always come with some flaws, but my confidence is not in me. If I was confident in me, I would have stopped doing this a long time ago. My confidence is that the Lord keeps showing up and helping me, and stuff that I don't know what to do about, or I don't know how to do it, or if I think I know how to do it, but then I'm like, Lord, I don't even know where to start. I was telling Todd yesterday, as we were doing our devotions yesterday evening, I said, I was thinking about everything the Lord is put for me to do. And, one of those things is my daily Armour devotion. And I said, I woke up yesterday morning and I just didn't have any. I didn't have anything. I had been asking the Lord the night before. I didn't have any direction on where the devotion was going to go. And when I woke up yesterday morning, I was like, Lord, I don't have any idea. And I can't just go in here and just make up something just for the sake of making it up. And I just kept digging and digging and digging until the Lord gave me something. And he did. He gave me something. He told me to rest. He told me to rest in him. Rest in him. And I needed that. That was comforting to me. It didn't mean to stop. I wasn't to stop my labors. I wasn't, he said, I'm not taking this from you. My burdens were heavy, and, it was all piled up on me, and I'm trying to carry it. And he's like, no, he says, rest in me. And you know what we have to do when we rest in him? We just get beside of him. And Todd shared with me something that really helped me yesterday. He was like, that ox that's, being trained by the older ox, it's pulling and tugging, and it's wearing itself out. But once it submits to the older ox that's training it, then it realized, hey, this load's not so heavy, because the bigger, stronger ox is the one truly carrying the load, and he makes our burden light. And that's what he did for me yesterday. He didn't remove anything. He didn't tell me, oh, I want you to just quit. No, he didn't tell me anything like that. He's like, no, just rest in me. Quit. You're trying to pull and you're tug. You're pulling and you're tugging, and you're fighting, and you're wearing yourself out, and you just need to rest in the Lord. And I just thanked him yesterday. And as I was looking through the scriptures this morning, and he's just given me so many today that I didn't even know where to begin. And I couldn't even decide on just one. So we got Philippians 1:6 and Ephesians 2:10. And I probably wrote out 10 or 12 verses this morning. Just things for me to ponder on, for me to look at. Just thinking about the will of the Father, the work of the Father, the word of the Father. Just sometimes he just needs to give us a word, and that word's all we need, and that's what keeps us going. And then what he's given me this morning is that I'm like, Lord, I'm not good at this. And he's like, yeah, I know, but your confidence isn't in you. He says, but you can be confident of this thing, is that the work that I have started in you. He's like, I am going to finish it. I'm taking you somewhere. I know you don't understand. I know you don't know where. I know you don't know what. You don't have to know all those things. But your confidence, it should just be in, the Lord's telling me my confidence should just be in him. And I don't know, it brought me comfort, and I hope that it brings you comfort. I hope that it helps you. There's a lot of things that I don't get and I don't understand. And even though, teaching and being a pastor's wife and a lot of these other things, I've been doing it for now over 25 years. It's as if it's as if I have just started. It's as if I have just begun, because there's so much more to learn. There's so many more ways for him to grow me, and I'm just so thankful. When I first became a pastor's wife, which was, definitely a shock to me, but just a complete shock to me. And he just threw me out there, but not throwing me out there and I just had to figure it out. He didn't do that. And I know I've made the statement several times, the Lord just threw me under the bus and just threw me right in there. And he did, in a sense, but he didn't throw me out there for me to figure it out on my own. What he done was he put me out there, and I figured out real quickly that I had to have him every second, every minute, every day. And the things that I didn't know what to do, didn't know how to do, he would show me. And he did, and he has, and he still does that. Praying about a Christmas play and praying about lighthouse lessons, and I'm just like, Lord, I've just gotten so many, and I don't really know, what order you want me to do things, and how do you want, but he's showing me. He's showing me because it's his work, and I'm just being used to serve him, and it's his work, and I'm his workmanship, and he's still working on me to make me what I ought to be. Took him just a week to make the moon and the stars, but he's still working on me. Thank you for joining me. I look forward to seeing you again soon.